everybody, Dev again. Today's video is going to be 3 attacks using everyone's favourite cartoon redhead since Jessica Rabbit, the Valkyrie. Just before we get into that though, on a personal note, very excited. King's going to level 40, first Inferno is going to level 3, just got this Inferno to go, and then I'll start to upgrade my Town Hall. So watch this space, hopefully you'll see some good changes coming into that base shortly. Alright, the first one is Omega's first attack during this war, which is currently running. And Omega, as you know, is a Town Hall 9.5. And we're looking at this base here. And okay, we've got some low-level defenses, and we've got some expos though. Both of them are on ground. And here is the CC radius. With Valkyries, you've got to be careful that you don't end up sending them the wrong way, and then they find something nice and shiny and go off course, and you get very frustrated. So for this one, what you want to do is clear out this corner worth of junk, and also this corner here, in order to go through these paper thin walls, a jump spell over into here, through the core, and of course obvious Tesla farm is obvious, and hopefully they stay together as a pack to do the rest of the buildings over as they do. So dropping a giant, dropping a hog shortly after, made a mistake there, probably didn't need to use that hog. As you can see, the predictable loon and dragon combo comes through. Archer on the hut, sped up a little bit, there's a poison, and queen with some archers, some healers in support. Alright, giants in there as a meat shield, wizards, pretty standard stuff, and the key here is just waiting a second for the rest of the junk to be cleared out. Don't be too hasty on those Valks, be patient. As you can see here, we have now got a suitable funnel. Hopefully the Valkyries will go for these buildings here rather than these buildings here. Well, no, sorry, you actually want to go onto that air defense. Note that the queen is about to drop this archer tower as well, which will help us out. There goes the jump, and there go the Valkyries. Frustratingly, a hole was made in that wall, which could have derailed plans, but luckily the Valkyries still locked on, using the jump there, clearing through all of that. A heal spell, which was a bit of a misclick, just over in here, you can see that heal. I meant to save that. And right through the core, Tesla's pop, drop your heal. Note, I haven't used a rage spell. I found that if you're in the core and there's a lot of compartments, raged up Valks have a tendency to scatter. The goal is for them to keep together as a pack. Alright, my CC Valks have come in on the right flank, and my main Valks are still together as a group, which is awesome. Some giant bombs there, but Valkyries are just so tanked when they're level 4 against those small bombs. If I had another, well, the last heal, I would have dropped it here, but no need, because those healers have taken the initiative and they've come over to help out the redheads. And the king, which went in and then went down, but note that his barbarians have taken out the rest of the stuff on the outside. Valkyries keeping together as a pack, there's nothing left that's going to stop them. So let's speed this up. And a pretty standard 3-star attack with about 7 Valkyries to spare. Okay, it's all in the funnel, folks. All in the funnel. Alright, next one up. Alright, we've got Pbro. Pbro is doing his thing, and again he's going to use some Valkyries. This time the base we're dealing with has some Infernos. Now, one thing to note, I've said this before in a previous video, Valkyries will destroy Infernos set to single. They just move so fast when underage, they're too powerful. The Inferno Tower doesn't have enough time to lock on. CC over here should be a fairly routine draw. And what Pbro wanted to do was come through this section here, and then Valkyries underage through here. I wonder what's in this gap in here. Could it be Teslas or could it be giant bombs? I wonder. One thing to note, we've got 2 expos, but when you're dealing with max level Valks, again, you might as well just be throwing a baked bean at a charging Rhino because they do nothing again. Alright, in we go. And 2 hogs just in case there was a spring. Wise move. Predictable giant and loon combo. In goes the queen. Oh, sorry, we'll pause it up. Speed it up. Poison and poison. And the loons again just die off before they even get a chance. And he sent in his troops here to create a funnel. Golem taking the heat of that smaller X-bow. And a jump spell. Just pausing it here. Jump spell is a great option. With these fairly low level walls and max Valks, again you run the risk of them splitting off. And you want to keep them together as a pack. A jump spell before the Valks are deployed helps the pathing and helps keep them together. Away we go. There's the jump as a group and a rage. Now, as soon as they're under rage, they take a run up and they go for these infernos. But once again, we've got a group that have split off just over here. Okay, that's that unpredictable nature of Valkyries under rage. A couple of bombs. Oh, no, wait, it was Teslas. Oh, such a fool. How could I not see that? I can see that the Valks have split off into 3 distinct groups, and there's no way you can keep them all filled up. Luckily, they're strong enough that they can still take out the core. But you can see they've actually left some things behind, which is not ideal. So Pbro is forced to use some wizards at the back end just to start clearing up some of the leftovers. Alright, the remainder of this attack is essentially a queen walk. He's got a level 25 queen, sort of that middle range in terms of hit points, etc. So the healers are surviving, which is great. Note that that X-bow isn't really bothering her, and coming through with the ability, nice and strong. Gets through that wall, random giant bomb, and then X-bow, wizards to take out the cannons, and the rest is history. So you can see there the effect of having Valkyries under rage within bases that have got compartments and small walls. Just a subtle thing there. Just got to keep that in mind. Alright. I think Pbro got through this with half a second to spare, using all the time available. Rather dramatic stuff. Okay. Final video, and my favourite one of the 3. We're going to feature our good friend Jay Jr. Now, he's not one to say this, but I reckon he can be pretty chuffed with this attack. Take a look at this base. This base is intended to be anti-Valk. Alright, keeping everything going through all the junk and through these double walls. Alright, but the Infernos aren't doing anything, and only 2 of those X-bows are going to be effective when the Valks are intended to go around the outside. Jay, however, saw this coming, and he's a master tactician, and he played accordingly. And go the hogs, predictable loon and dragon combo. So a standard start for us. Archer in the corner to drag them out, and poison, and poison, and queen, and healers. Alright, there we go. So the intention is that the queen is going to clear off all of this stuff here as part of the funnel, and then this area down here gets sorted with the rest. Oh, that's the school printer going. Huh. So wizards, and he's used a couple of Valks there just to help out the funneling process. Now that the Valkyries have joined up, he supplements them with the rest, and he's going to look to use this air defense as an anchor to get into this core of the base. Alright, note we haven't seen any Teslas yet. I wonder where they could be. Are they hidden, or are they pretty obvious? Valkyries chew through those walls with a heal in here, and then he's dropped his jump. Now I think Jay would be a little dissatisfied with that. Perhaps it needed to come just towards the Valkyries a little bit further. They don't actually use it to jump over that wall. Alright, being aware of the radius is a skill. We recommend zooming in when it comes time to drop them if you can, just to make absolutely sure. Valkyries through here and into this. They've gone through the wall, then jumping over, raged into that core. Now this is great because the core here is pretty much self-contained. They're not going to go anywhere but into those infernos. which are set to multi, but there just isn't enough splash damage to do anything here. Okay, multi and point defense doesn't seem to work as well as you think. Oh, do I see a Tesla in there? Obvious Tesla again. Goodness gracious me. Jay's dropped a heal to help out the Valks now that the heal blocking effects of the Infernos is done. I personally would have wanted to have dropped it in this middle section here to get full value, but at this stage of the attack, it doesn't really make much difference. He uses his last heal, gets through that wall, still got a lot of Valks running as a pack, Queen Walk on the eastern flank, and speeding it up. So, once again, Valkyries win the day. Very, very strong at Town Hall 9 still. There's a lot of bases out there that are exceptionally vulnerable to Valkyries, including ones that at first glance aren't immediately obvious. Remember, the secrets are make a big funnel, keep them together as a pack, and if you can, keep them alive with healers and or heal spells. That's all for today. Let me know what you think.